So I want to share with you some insights from a book I read recently because I think it can help us to position ourselves positively in a world that appears to be increasingly polarized. This is A Post-Truth World by Ken Wilber. It's the latest in a long series of books he's written in which he lays out an archetype of human development. This archetype applies both to individuals as they move through their life cycle, and it also applies to, he argues, societies as they progress from primitive understandings of reality to more advanced understandings of reality. So the first stage I want to talk about is color-coded red. That's the egocentric stage. Early in our life, we learn to develop a theory of our own selves, and we need to construct an ego. We need to have ego integrity in order to survive in the world. That's an important part of development. Of course, you have entire societies that are in this stage or dominated by the thinking in this stage, and it can be described as magical. Magic, of course, is power that's connected to an individual, connected to a will, and power that we don't understand in any other rational way other than there is a self that is doing a thing. So this is also referred to as a magical stage. From the magical stage, we move to the mythic stage, which now is ethnocentric because there is a shared understanding of how reality operates. There is a mythic structure. There's often hierarchies. There are different examples that I could give of societies or people moving from the egocentric to the ethnocentric stage. In evangelical Christendom, this is often the way that we conceptualize being saved. You move from being driven by your own ego needs, the desires of self, to being driven by what the community and God says is acceptable. And so that transition is from an egocentric to an ethnocentric worldview. Also, if you look at Babylonian literature, the Epic of Gilgamesh is very much magical, very much driven by these personalities, and it's hard to see a lot of mythic structure. It's there, but it's harder to see. Whereas when you get to the Enuma Elish, this is very much a defense of why reality and politics is structured in a certain way. And so there's much more of a symbolic coherence to the Enuma Elish that you don't find. It's more difficult to locate in the Epic of Gilgamesh. You could give lots of other examples, but I think that gives you a sense of the ethnocentric stage or amber.